spring, I have been so into the awakening and decluttering and just opening up the space. So this morning, I just want to sort of breathe into the space we've been creating over these past 10 weeks. So just start to kind of feel the connection between you and your mat. Really kind of taking this time for yourself this morning of just awakening yourself. And you're going to rotate your palms down towards your knees. And just see if you can sit up a little bit taller. An intentional seat. Lift of heart, but gaze is straight forward. Slight lift of your chin. Feeling the breath flowing through. Take a deep breath in. And a guided breath out. Deep breath in. And a guided breath out. And then you're just going to make some circles with your shoulders over your hips. You're just rotating around. You can make these circles as small or as large as calling to you. Just getting some motion into your hips and through the back side of your body. Just rotating in and waking things up. And then you'll take those circles in the other direction. They might speak to you a little bit differently. And generally you're seeing in that non-habitual direction. So things might feel a little stilted at first, but we're just warming things up. This practice in the morning is such a lovely start to the day. Just getting things moving. And then you'll start to draw yourself back into center. And then just see if you can sit a little bit taller. You're going to roll your shoulders towards your ears and release them down your backside. Again, shoulders into your ears. And then engage them into the backside. And you're going to come into a wide-legged seat. And it's early in the morning, so it's your first wide-legged seat of the morning. So don't try to maximize it out. You're just getting some opening into your legs. Your hands are going to frame your right foot as you take a little gentle twist. And you're going to walk your hands towards your right foot. And start inviting in some dialogue with the back side of your body. So just waking up through the hamstrings, behind your knee. Maybe your hand comes to your right toes and you hug those toes a little bit closer to you, getting some movement into your ankle, into the Achilles. And then you'll come back up into seated. And then rotate towards your left toes. And then walk your hands towards your left foot. Again, just waking things up. Maybe your hand can come to your left toes, hugging those toes closer to you. But if they don't, that's totally okay. Just kind of gently coming into the space this morning. You'll come back up into seated. Take a gentle bend in your knees. And then you're just going to bring the soles of your feet to touch, opening up in your knees. Bring your hands to your ankle. You're going to bring your elbows to the inside of your knees. And you're going to take a gentle fold, maybe engaging your elbows into the inside of your ankles, just gives a little more opening into your hips. Just guiding yourself forward. Again, just waking up the space, a gentle hello. Getting the legs into action. And just 2 more breaths here. And come back up into seated. And then you're going to cross your legs in a non-habitual direction. So if you normally have your right leg in front, it'll just bring your left leg in front. You're going to come into some gentle twist here. You're going to bring your right hand to your left knee, tense your left fingers behind, and just guide yourself into a gentle twist. Just, again, rotating your gaze over your left shoulder towards the back side of your room. You'll then release that twist and come into center. Hands to your knees. Inhale, length. Reaching crown of head up towards sky. Maybe hugging navel in towards spine. And then you'll bring your left hand to your right knee, tensing your right fingers behind. Gentle twist to the other side. And keeping your weight through the center of your body. So if you feel like you're leaning into your right hand, find that engagement through your center. Keep your weight centered in. Then you're going to release that twist and come back into center. Bring your hands to your knees, lengthen to the backside. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Come back into center. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Guide your head back into center. Now we're going to come into some cat-cows. So you're going to hug your navel in towards spine, roll your shoulders forward. And then guide your heart forward, roll your shoulders back. And hug navel in towards spine, roll your shoulders forward. And then roll your shoulders back, gentle lift of heart, lift of gaze. You're just going to take a few round of these on your own, just getting some movement through the backside, some movement into your spinal column. So just sort of waking up into the morning and being relatively still. So just getting conversation going and just seeing how the shoulders are feeling, back, your lower back. And again, just waking things up. And then after your last round, you're going to come back into neutral. And then you're just going to come to stand at the front of your mat. And you're just going to step with your feet hip-width distance apart. And ground into the space. So it helps to lift up all 10 toes to get your weight into your soles of your feet, out of your toes. There's a natural engagement of your spine, of your core, as your weight starts to shift back into your heels. And you can lower your toes back to your mat. You're going to inhale and extend both your hands up to sky. You're going to take your right hand to your left wrist, gentle side bend over to the right, pressing through your left foot. You'll come up into center, left hand to your right wrist, side bend over to the other side, pressing through your right foot. Guide yourself back up into center. Release your left hand from your right wrist. Lower your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders into your ears. Release them down your backside. We're going to come into a rolling Utkatasana chair. So your feet are hip-width distance apart, toes are pointed forward. I'm going to take a moment just to find your breath. So find that intentional inhale, guided exhale. And you're going to use this as your rhythm for coming into your rolling Utkatasana. So on your exhale, you're going to come into your Utkatasana, your chair, lifting up. Inhale guides you back into standing. On your exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale guides you into standing. Exhale, lower, hugging the knees into center. Inhale, guide you into standing one more time. Utkatasana, hugging in through the center, lift of heart, lift of gaze. Inhale into standing. Beautiful. You're going to step your feet together. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, your hands into heart center. We're going to do 3 more rounds of this. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out, hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. This time, exhale and forward fold all the way down. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. You're going to place your hands on your mat. Step back into a downward facing dog. If you're not ready for a downward dog this morning, you can come into your tabletop. We're all going to lower our knees down. You're going to come into this diagonal sort of ramp position. Guide yourself to your abdomen. You're going to come into a baby cobra, hug the shoulder blades together, lift up in heart. Exhale, lower. You're going to tent your fingers on the floor outside of your mat. Elbows are up towards sky. Inhale, lift you up in baby cobra. Then you're going to lower your left shoulder towards the right corner edge of your mat. Gentle twist. Inhale, guide you back into center. Right shoulder towards the left corner of your mat. Your gaze is just underneath your left arm. Inhale, guide you into center. Left shoulder to right corner edge of mat. Gaze is under your right arm. Come back into center. Take that to the other side. Right shoulder to left corner edge of mat. Inhale into center. Exhale, left to right. Inhale to center. And then exhale, right to left. Inhale into center. Exhale, just lower straight down to your mat. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift up into your tabletop. Curl toes under for your downward facing dog. If downward facing dog isn't speaking to you this morning, you can stay in your tabletop. Make sure to come into the space and breathe, be it table or downward dog. But ground into the space. The full integrity of the space. You're going to take a bend in your knees in your downward dog and then just walk your hands to the back of your mat. If you're in tabletop, you'll just come to stand at the back of your mat. You're going to bring your hands to your shins and lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, bring your hands into heart center. And then you're going to take a mindful walk to the front of your mat. When you arrive at the front of your mat, you can bring your hands to your to your hips, and then step your feet together. Hug your legs together. Lift of your heart, lift of your gaze, chin up. And then lower your arms down by your side, palms face the front of the space. And just see if you can breathe a little bit easier. Feeling the warmth that you started to build this morning. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Ground your hands in. Step your left foot to back of mat. Low lunge. You're going to lower your left knee. Reach your hands up to sky. Gaze straight forward. Two breaths here. And then lower your hands to your mat. Ground your left hand into your mat. Extend your right hand up to sky. Keeping your right knee hugged into the center. Sometimes it wants to go out to the side, but keep it hugged into the center. And then you'll lower your right hand to your mat. Curl your left toes under to lift up your left knee. Step your left foot to the front of your mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Grounding hands in, right foot to back of the mat. Lower the right knee, low lunge. Reach your hands to sky. Gaze straight forward. Keep the shoulders engaged down the backside. Breathe into the space. Lower your hands to your mat. Extend your left hand up to sky. Smooth and guided breath. You're then going to lower your left hand to the inside of your left foot. You're going to curl your right toes under, lift up your right knee, and you're going to step your right foot outside of your right hand. I'm just going to rotate forward so you can see me. Your heels are in, toes are pointed out. You're coming into your Malasana squat. So you're going to lower your tailbone towards your mat. Bring your hands into heart center. You're hugging your knees into your upper arms or your elbows, but lifted heart, lifted gaze. Some open to the inside of the quads, into the groin. Breathe into the space. You're then going to lower your hands to your mat. Lift your hips up to sky. You're then going to walk your hands, you're going to toe heel your feet together. Hands to your shins and lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. You're going to step your feet together. Bring your hands to your hips. Ground into the soles of your feet. Lift of heart, lift of gaze. Straight forward. So we're standing into your fierce legal warrior position. Warmth of your practice, warmth of your heart. We're going to come into a wide-legged stance. So I know some people have their cameras to the left and sometimes it's to the right. So I'm just going to say this. Standing at the front of your mat, you're just going to step whatever foot back that when you turn, you'll face the camera in front of you. So it could be the left, it could be the right. It doesn't really matter. We're taking a wide-legged stance. But you're going to step that foot back, rotate your toes to point towards that side edge of your mat during this wide-legged stance, and your hands are on your hips. And then you're going to take a gentle fold. So think about extending your hips towards the back of your space, reaching the crown of your head towards the front of your space. And just find this length to carry forward, lowering your hands down to your mat. Inhale, lengthen out through the backside. Exhale, deeper into the fold. And then you're going to walk both your hands over to your right foot. You're going to keep your fingers and toes all pointing towards the side edge of your mat. You're going to lower your hip down towards your heel, getting some release into the inner groin. And it might not go this low. Your hips might be up here or somewhere in the middle. But lowering the hips down towards the heels, just inviting in a deeper release into the groin, into the inside of the quad. You'll then lift up your hips. Walk your hands back into center. Reintroduce some length. And then walk your hands over to your left foot. Keeping fingers and toes all pointed forward. Again, just getting some opening into the groin, to the inside of the quad, into the space. You'll then lift up your hips, walk your hands back into center. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold. You'll then walk your hands back to the front of your mat, spinning your toes to the front of your mat, and then you'll step to the front of your mat. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, your hands into heart center. Inhale, reach your hands to sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Ground hands in, step back into your plank. Lower all the way to your abdomen with knees lifted or lowered. Inhale, lift you into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Lift up into your tabletop. You can stay here or come into a downward facing dog. Whichever you choose, you're going to take 5 breaths here. Shift gaze close and just breathe into the space. Feeling the warmth coursing through. And then you'll lower your knees to your mat. You're just going to rotate your legs forward, lower down onto your back. Soles of feet to your mat. You're going to step your feet to the side edges of your mat. Extend your arms out to a T. Do a little windshield wiper of your knees from side to side. And then your knees will come back into center. You're then going to toe heel your feet into center. You're going to bring the soles of your feet to touch, opening in the knees, and then extending your fingers towards the back of your space. Palms face each other, and you're going to bring your hands to opposite elbows. Start to feel this gentle opening to the front side of your body. And keep that smooth and continuous breath flowing through. You'll then release hands from opposite elbows. Use your hands to guide your knees back into center and hug your right knee into your chest. And extend your left foot to the front of your mat. Extend your right hand out to a half T so your wrist is in line with your shoulder. Then guide your right knee over to the left. Now bring your right knee back into center. Lower that foot to your mat. Hug your left knee in. Give it a big hug. Extend your right foot to the end of your mat. Guide your left knee over to the right. Like these final twists that we do in practice is just to bring out anything that's needing to get released. Giving you space to release. And then bring your left knee back into center. You're going to hug your right knee into your chest with your left. Come into a happy baby, so hands to your feet. Or behind the knees if the feet seem too far away. Either work. But just making some organic movement. Seeing if there's anything else your body is needing right now. And then you'll release your hands from your feet or behind your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. And then extend your left foot to the end of your mat. Your right foot to the end of your mat. And just release your arms down towards earth. Again, if this feels a little crunchy for your lower back, you can bring the soles of your feet to your mat. And just let your knees knock in. And once you find this place of stillness for your body, take a deep breath in and a guided breath out. Deep breath in, guided breath out. Shavasana. Take an intentional breath in and a guided breath out. Just bring some gentle movement back into your fingers and toes. And bring the soles of your feet to your mat. And then hug your knees into your chest. And then just roll over to your favorite side. I'm just going to take a pause here. I think it's nice to be in this space of gratitude at the close of practice. And not just for the practice today, but that you've carved some time out for yourself over these past 10 weeks to arise in the morning and to bring attention to you. And be it live here in the morning or recorded that you use through the week or through your day, that you've sort of welcomed in this space to connect to yourself. I think it's time to truly honor gratitude for self-care, something that we so often leave behind. And then going to guide yourself up into seated and just rest your hands wherever they come to, whatever is speaking to you this morning. So I promise you, this is not a playlist if you hear the birds chirping around me, just the birds awakening to the outside. I'm so delighted about the spring that has come. In the past few weeks, I've been sort of reflecting on the reawakening of self into life, sort of pulling self out of the sort of winter fatigue, and stepping towards the blossoming of spring. And for me, it has shifted into a lot of decluttering of space, sort of spring purge of letting things go and opening things up and allowing things the space to blossom. And this week, I've been thinking about the sort of beauty of the practice and my connection to my yoga practice. It's been the space that allows me and has invited me to create space. There's always a sort of internal clutter that I can sort of build up in my system through going through my day and all the things on the to-do list for work and for life that I can sort of get distracted. And grounding myself in a practice allows me to continue to create space for me. Because generally it's something that I don't have on my to-do list. But my practice reminds me of the beauty and the energy and the warmth of creating space for myself. Honing in to get connected to me. I want you to take a deep breath in and a guided breath out. Just taking a moment here to appreciate the space you've given yourself in your practice this morning. This time that you have carved out in your day to bring attention to you, which is no small thing. Really honoring that you've come into the space and reawakened into you as a true start of your day. Breath in. Breath out. Hands to heart center. Pressing your thumb knuckles into your heart space. Take a moment to feel the pureness of beating of your heart. It has been such a pleasure to join into practice with you for these past 10 weeks. It's a beautiful way to awaken into the day. I bow my chin to chest in beauty of your practice in honor of you. Namaste, my legal warriors. Thank you, everyone. And so looking forward to our next 10-week session. Signups will come to you via email. We'll keep the same link, so you can just hold on to this. But looking forward to it.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for giving us this space. For just being awesome and welcoming, and I think you just put everybody at ease, and you know, people who have never done this before feel like they're welcome. They're part of the group, so thank you.
Yay, so good.
Giving us some good food for thought every week, and it always gets me thinking, and it just sets such a great tone for the day, so thank you.
My pleasure, truly my pleasure. I totally love this.
That's awesome. I can tell. I know you do it so often. You're always teaching a class on top of everything you do. It's amazing how you do it all.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. And Susanna, thanks for letting me Zoom chat you. Courtney, we were at like an event. I was like, Susanna, yay for yoga. Can we please keep it? She's like hosting an event. And I'm like, can I borrow you for 1 minute?
Yes. I'll lobby you a little bit here. Well, it was good timing. Good timing. It worked. So tell your colleagues, remind your colleagues. I'll send another sort of e-blast out to all the orgs of other people.
Everyone sign up. So Susanna, you can say, I've had 30 new signups. You can
That's right. Exactly.
Okay, bye,
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Thanks, Susan.
Yeah.
Susanna, oops.
Yes.
There are so many new hires with Kelp.
Oh, good point.
You have that list. I'd love to be able to invite them. Should
Awesome.
forward you those emails, or
Well, why don't I do this? So I